My name is Teresa Miller, and I am the ERP Business Process Manager. So I work with Beverage Air, and we actually work with a group of companies within Ollie Group, and I supply business process improvements and overall business stabilization of the projects for them. In our D365 implementations, we are taking about 7 companies moving from 2009 and 2012 and the paper Excel version, and we're moving those companies to our D365 platforms. And what we really want to do is create a consistent, standardized business processes that we can use across Ollie Group's manufacturing environments that are utilizing D365. So we have really come together as a unit to define how we're running manufacturing, how we're running standard costs, how we're running the reporting for that information, because it all has to go to corporate the same way. So we've really come together to find these standard business processes or customize exactly the same way. And this gives us the ability to support D365 with a very small team and keep our processes really clean for our users. We started with the idea that we really needed to have training, but Microsoft has the Microsoft Learn. It's just too much for your users, and it's hard to understand where they need to go and what pathway they need to do. So I knew that I needed to have a partner in this. And we worked with item by item to implement pathways and learning paths so that we could have users trained specifically in their areas. So our super users were responsible for training, right? We needed them to be trained so that they could participate in the project and work with us to reduce these customizations. So what we worked with item by item in doing is we really worked with them to develop these learning paths and these micro courses, because our users don't need to know everything. We don't need our purchasing person understanding all of the accounting process and how to post a check. We need them to understand how to do purchasing. We were able to tailor the learning paths so that we were really able to give some support to our super users so that they weren't being overwhelmed on top of the project responsibilities, on top of their day-to-day responsibilities, on all of the training. We were giving them exactly what they needed to learn to be positive influences in our project. The training from item by item really had an impact on the confidence of our users. Our go lives were much cleaner because we had already had some of this training. So we knew that we would train the trainers, and we also knew that we would, right before we went live, we would have a lot of user training in person. But we wanted to make sure that we weren't covering navigation and basics and those things that they do every day. So we used item by item to kind of kick us off in that regard. And then we came along and did the in-person training. And we were able to really come through that go live training in a much cleaner process, much faster. And what happened is, because we were able to complete that go live training in person, and we had already had the item by item training, we were able to really then have a clean go live, but then we're even supported by our users after the fact. So with our implementations and having this training up front, we were able to stabilize quite quickly. We used item by item to train our trainers and get that kind of that learning path done, and really empower our super users with, here's the knowledge that you need. But what we did then is we didn't leave our super users to just train their folks. We allowed for the super users to have access to those training systems. And what this really did, again, it just propelled us quicker to stability. It propelled us past the fear of the new system and really into stable use of the system. What we have learned as part of that is early training, and then early access to a Contoso environment. What we plan on doing with this next project is about 2 months earlier than even the first consulting team comes on site. Our plan is to have a Contoso environment up and ready. Our plan is to run the micro courses with the learning paths early on, so that when the consultants actually arrive day one, our users will already be trained in navigation, basic, and their base business processes and their learning paths. I would recommend item by item platform for learning. I know we're going to continue to use it. We're going to continue to build off of our lessons learned from previous ones. For us, training makes all the difference in getting a clean and standard and customized only where it's needed D365 platform.